Welcome once again. Here we are for another week of spending a couple of minutes together thinking about some of the most important truths that we will ever discover in our lives. A few people have made comments to me about the place where this video is taken, and particularly about the brown timber wall behind me, which is not incredibly attractive. Let me just say I am sitting in the dressing room of our bedroom, which I've converted into an office, at my computer, and I'm using a computer camera. I'm looking at options of trying to do that a little bit differently, perhaps get a better quality camera and have a little bit of mobility as well. But that may open problems of its own with needing help and assistance. So I am a little stuck with this at the moment, but hopefully it doesn't impinge upon our journey together too much. And as time goes on, I think I'll probably get better at doing these, and we'll have more facilities to do them as well. So thank you for persevering with us. Last weekend, my wife and I took a journey back to the town of Maryborough. We lived in Maryborough for about 7 years, from the early 90s to the late 90s, and 3 of our children were born there, and I pastored a wonderful church in that town. And last weekend we returned to Maryborough to speak in the church there, and to be with some old friends that we have known for some many years. Doesn't seem like 15 years ago since we left that town. It was, in fact, while living in Maryborough and pastoring that church, that most of the ideas that I understand is absolutely critical to what it is to have an effective faith became a reality. And those ideas have been things that I've been trying to flesh out and develop ever since. Of course, we're never stuck in any moments, and I can follow some of the ideas way back beyond there, but they crystallized during that time. They became very real to me. And one of the most important ideas that was a transition for me, it was a new way of thinking about things, was not that life is fulfilled in the accomplishments and achievements that we have and do, but the fact that our lives are created for one purpose above all others, and that is that we might know love. To fully know love is to love God and have faith in God. But love for God is meaningless outside of the way that we connect with the world around us. And so it was during that time in Maryborough that I started to realize how key love is in bringing healing to our lives and restoration to our lives. And as we allow love, the love of God, the grace of God, to work in our lives, He transforms us and He empowers us to become something very significant. And that is the best people that we can be. Each of us has a desire and a hunger for our lives to become significant. That significance is found in fully developing our capacity to love. And in this 5th chapter of Galatians, there are so many ideas that are reflective of that truth. But the one that we only have a chance to think about today is the idea that is found in the very first verse and down in the 6th verse, where he says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set you free." And down in the 6th verse he says, "For in Christ Jesus neither circumcision nor uncircumcision has any value. The only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love." And again, the issue at the background is the issue of trying to live out life and do the right things in those days by the Jewish law, and the sign of the Jewish law, fulfilling of the Jewish law, at least for men, was to be circumcised. And Paul says that's irrelevant. It's completely meaningless. It has no value at all. What has value is faith being lived out in love, and that's real freedom. And you find freedom and I find freedom to the extent that we allow love to transform us in order that we might love more fully and more completely. Well, thank you once again, and I will talk to you next week.